What the fuck's up? Episode 5. Angry Black Quarterback. Appreciate y'all coming by. Thanks for being in here. I took it up a level. I can say thanks in the chat myself. But what's up, y'all? Appreciate you coming by. Another episode, number 5. We're going to have Joseph 2.0 here. Pretty sure that Andy's going to be showing up at some point. So don't be surprised if we see him in here. I don't think Elwood's going to be able to make it. He's doing a bunch of family stuff and has been super busy. But like always, old Man Huggie, J-Hugs, Jugs, whatever the fuck you want to call me, back with another episode. So let me cut this shit off. This is, I've been labbing on this and I've been working on trying to get like sound up and like clips and all sorts of goofy stuff. And it takes so much time, man. It takes so much time. But yeah, we got a lot of shit to get into this week. I want to go over the NASCAR fight I didn't get to talk about last time because we were rambling about bullshit. I also want to talk about this big fishing scandal that happened recently. I'm sure some of y'all have heard about this shit. There's no way that you did not, there's no way you didn't see what was going on, and if you had, it's really, really interesting. I got some clips pulled up. Some guys who've won a bunch of fishing tournaments have been cheating. Cole Beasley retired. Pacquiao hit a game winner. We got to talk about how Baker Mayfield sucks. We also have to talk about how Aaron Judge has been killing it. He's out tonight, which was goofy to me. The fact that he's not even playing today is kind of weird since it's just the beginning of, it's the last game of the year. He just has won over, just hit 62 against the Rangers in Arlington. That's of course how Rangers make history. And then, we got to talk about a little bit of just Aaron Judge, but Herschel Walker, Antonio Brown, this like CTE shit that we're seeing from some of these guys right now. I mean, Herschel Walker, I know that's politics. We talk about that on Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod. But like the shit that we're seeing these people doing are honestly like mind blowing. What? Who is this random person? Dude, the bots have been wild lately. I'm not even gonna lie. We've been getting crazy bots. Some of the comments that post completely don't make any sense, and they link to like vegan soybean shit. So I just delete all of them because they don't make sense to me. So I don't even know what that is. But anyways. So, back to what we were talking about. Herschel Walker, Antonio Brown, and we see a lot of these guys, like, obviously Antonio Brown's running for Senate. Or not Antonio Brown, Herschel Walker's running for Senate, but now we're seeing all this crazy stuff, how much this dude's been lying. Antonio Brown doing creepy shit in Dubai in a pool, like running around butt-ass naked, makes no sense. I have a clip of him before, like, the crazy hit from Vontaze Burfict, and then I don't have a clip. I don't think I could play that clip. It's super weird. He's, like, jumping up and sticking his ass on people. It's super weird. And there was a big frat fight at Ole Miss. But before we get into really any of the big stories, where is it? I want to talk about, no, that's the last one. So Cole Beasley, you guys, we're going to switch over to the desktop. Pew. Cole Beasley has retired kind of out of nowhere. Oh, before we get into that, we got to play the clip. We got to play the clip, man. We got to play the clip. That's right. The Eagles did win again. The only team undefeated. Granted, they played the Jags. It was a shitty, ugly day out there for sure. A lot of rain, but for the first time, I think it was a career year or career yards for Miles Sanders, but he had like 27 carries, like a $130 something, 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties. He looked really, really good while he was out there playing. So they did pick up that win against the Jags team that had just shut out, that shut out the Colts. Also had just beaten the Chargers. The Chargers are going to be coming up as well, which is going to be interesting. For the Cowboys, now this week, I think we played the Cardinals this week. I'm not really sure. Reunion with Zach Ertz going up against the crazy fast toddler sorry, I saw that tweet maybe it was a tweet where they're saying when he runs around and scrambles with the ball. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Quarterback for the Cardinals, short, from Allen, Texas, undefeated in high school. Somebody in chat, help me out. Man, I can't figure out, can't remember what his name is. But they're playing them this week. We'll see. It's not time for Hopkins to be able to come back from being suspended, but the Birds did pick up the win. So I wanted to talk about this real quick. This is something that I saw last week. It's a crazy ass clip, and so there was this. It's not NASCAR. It's something other than NASCAR. It's like small league circuit. But these guys, I guess this dude got cut off. He was super pissed. Murray. Okay, thank you. Yeah, they thanks, Redbird. I was like, why am I spacing on his name? I can't even think about it. But this guy was, I guess, got cut off. It got hit, or there was some incident where these guys kind of got into it. So this is an interview, and then I have a clip of what he did. So this is after. This is post the second clip. So the second clip comes before this interview, but this is the interview. It's only like 30 seconds, but listen to the shit.
And he put me on. So I started Mike Tyson in his head. End of the day, we were really, really good. The car was really fast. But man, you get these dumbasses that come in here and run with us, and they have no business running a late model, much less a lawnmower.
I don't know exactly what he's speaking about, but he says that people shouldn't even be driving a lawnmower. This guy looks super pissed, and so he said he Mike Tysoned him.
I mean, he wasn't close. He dive bombed me. He hooked me. He wrecked Brandon Pierce in the process. And I wanted to talk to him, and he flipped me off. So I started Mike Tyson in his head. I mean, you're in a big boy sport. When you wreck a man, you can take a grown man ass whipping. That's how I feel. And he flipped me off.
So this is what he's referring to. And this dude, like, so this is what's goofy is he's wearing a helmet. So this guy in the car, this is posted by Barstool. This isn't like NASCAR. I can't see exactly what that is. Maybe it's like it's at the Gen X, German X or something. But he's not. This guy's wearing a helmet. So, and that's the same thing in football. But this guy's wearing like a NASCAR helmet, and he's punching this dude in the helmet
down here. And I mean, Tibbers have flair kicking the race car. We got fists flying. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Andrew Grady trying to go after the driver of the 41. We saw him show some displeasure on the racetrack.
Like, that's rowdy. But yeah, that's an incredible clip, and that where he just talks about how they shouldn't even be driving lawnmowers. That's just a really good clip. So I wanted to get into that last week, but I didn't get a chance to. I was a little frustrated with that. Not like super frustrated. I need to clip this one up. This is so Eagles. Good. This guy getting arrested.
Go Eagles.
That's an ultimate clip. I need to sound clip that one for sure. Most definitely. But like I said earlier, appreciate you guys swinging by. You know, this is episode 5. We're going to get into Cooper Rush. We're going to talk about how I don't think, like, Cooper Rush is good. I don't think he's that great. I think the Cowboys haven't really played anybody, so we're going to debate that topic. And then, of course, we're going to get into our bets. I think we lost a bunch of money this week. I'm not sure. I know that Joseph's waiting in the wings, and I know he can hear me, but I'm pretty sure we lost some money. It was kind of a crazy week, honestly, when it comes down to all the action that was going on. It's another big week for unders. And then, you know, we see, I'm glad we didn't bet that game in London because that looked super shitty. But, yeah. And then I got another clip for you real quick. This, I don't know. This is posted by No Jumper. I'm not sure why Manny Pacquiao is playing professional basketball. There's not that big of a group of people there. There's a decent amount, but nothing too crazy. But so apparently Pacquiao, and Pacquiao's small. So this is obviously, he's playing in some league where he's from, in like the Philippines, I suppose. But he's out here
intentionally.
It's an all-star game. Okay, so it's an all-star game. It's like an all-star celebrity game. Correction. But Pacquiao's out here. It's 107 to 104, and right here there's like 5.8 seconds left.
Senator Pacquiao, 4-3.
Oh! Like,
off the glass! Senator
is there?
Pacquiao, 4-3. Abby, that was a fadeaway 3-point shot.
Anybody who doesn't like Pacquiao, I'm like, also there's like, I don't know, the guy kind of looks like The Rock, but he's not. But
a well-challenged 3-point shot, Javi.
What is that shot? That's crazy.
Intentionally.
Where is that? I mean, you can mute it. I don't need the sound. But like, look at that shot. That's a deep 3, man. That's beyond NBA. I mean, technically, we'll give it to him and say between two defenders. It's pretty bad form, I'm not gonna lie. But when look at that, pulls up, stops Pop's hand, 2 hands in his face. He sticks that. He sticks that. That's incredible. Yeah, so I wanted to play that clip because I saw it and was absolutely spellbound by the fact that, Manny Pacquiao's out here. And then I want to talk about this too. So, Bucks wide receiver Cole Beasley, he just signed with the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are super anemic right now at wide receiver, missing a lot of pieces, definitely need a lot of help in that area. Mike Evans is made out of Pringles, or at least his hamstrings are. Great player, but definitely not on the up and up when it comes to being healthy. And they just got Godwin back. Godwin looked good, big physical receiver. I like Chris Godwin a lot. It's rough. The knee injury that he sustained last year was rough, so I'm glad to see him on the team and playing. But I don't know. I'm just not fucking sold on the Bucks at all. I think the Bucks are still trash. That division's trash, honestly. Falcons look like they might be able to make it to the fucking playoffs at this rate, which would be kind of crazy if they were able to. But Cole Beasley, who just signed, decided that he's going to retire effective immediately. The anti-vax wide receiver, formerly with the Buffalo Bills, said he's ready to be with his family after playing 11 seasons, and it's time to be a full-time dad and husband. So if you're aware of what's going on right now in Tampa, supposedly, I don't really give a shit, but I guess they're talking about how Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, their marriage of 13 years, is they're getting a divorce. I mean, I'm not really that that shit happens. I guess they're living in 2 separate houses. This has been going on for months and months. But Cole Beasley's there. One of the I guess the speculation, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's like because he decided to come back and not retire. Whatever. Not our business. But what I would say is it's funny that somebody who just joined the team, his reasons for retiring are like the polar opposite reasons. So maybe, I don't know, I don't think he's trying to stick it to him, but I just find that very ironic. Like, Tom Brady's getting a divorce because he won't do those things, and Cole Beasley is retiring so he can go be with his family. And like I said, I'm not saying if it's true or not, whatever, it's not not anybody's real business with what's going on in Tom Brady's household, but I do find it very amusing that his teammate just retired for the opposite reasons of what's being speculated. And then I don't want to get in too much trouble, but that's right, I upgraded. I got all the bookmarks. Oh, we'll get into that A-B stuff. All right, no, we're going to talk about this real quick. Oh, appreciate the sub. Baker Mayfield is fucking trash, and I wanted to play this clip because I love it, and I can't stand Baker Mayfield. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I couldn't stand Baker Mayfield whenever he was playing in Oklahoma. There's an old video. I don't have the clip. It's whatever. But he tries to run away from this cop and gets tackled while he's drinking in public, and he's underage. And OU and Norman, I mean, I've been up there. It's a cool place. I guess if you like small Oklahoma towns with a sandwich place that they shove a bunch of fucking fries in it, and then maybe a couple other random things. But Norman's, there's nothing great. There's nothing that wonderful about Norman. Sorry, apologize, Sooners, and y'all are getting what you deserve right now and losing. But I digress. Baker Mayfield has always been kind of a schmuck to me. He was kind of a schmuck at Texas Tech. He's got this chip on his shoulder. I get it. He was super accurate. I mean, I don't get it. They say that, he's so accurate and you just have to be accurate in the NFL. You don't have to have a big, massive arm. But I mean, when I think of someone like that, I think way more of a Drew Brees. I don't know. Number 1 overall pick out of Oklahoma was just kind of goofy. But I love this. Oh, I don't know if I can play this. But I love this. I love this clip because he's dancing around and he's kind of making an ass of himself in hindsight when you think about what's gone on and the fact that now he's, leaving and choosing to not. Well, I mean, he left the Browns. Now he's on Carolina. I think he's got a 15 overall QBR, which is definitely the dead last, and they're ranked 32nd, the Panthers, in the going into the year. So he basically tries to walk onto the Panthers. He's kind of just getting his comeuppance, and so I just wanted to talk about how bad he is. We don't talk about the Panthers enough. I mean, nobody should, honestly. They're really bad. But if you have... I just don't know. I fucking hate that guy, man. I hate him so much. Tampa Bay. Oh, check in on Florida. So, real talk, if you are in Florida and you had to deal with the hurricane, like, I hope you're okay. I hope your family's okay. I hope everybody out there, everyone's safe and good. I found this video of a dude blowing a dab in the middle of the hurricane. It's pretty epic. I don't get Florida. That's fucking crazy. I don't know why I saved that. Oh, and this came in. The guy who caught this home run ball for Aaron Judge's 60-second home run, he got offered $2 million for the ball. So if you saw, he caught the ball, and they pulled him out pretty fucking quick. They yanked him. They had security surround this dude, take him out the back. Like, they pulled him out of the game. People were following him, but again, apparently he's already been offered $2 million for the home run ball. That's next level. I mean, I don't know. Do you give it up? If you guys got time, say something in the chat. I don't know. I would give it up for $2 million. I don't know. I'd probably do it for less. If someone's going to offer it to me, I'd want to see what the Yankees had to offer. They're worth a shit ton of money. It's a huge ball. It's a huge ball, like in like the historic context of the MLB. You think about how much that ball would go for. Just, it's a record-setting ball. Aaron Judge is a fucking freak. That dude is massive. He's such a specimen of an athlete that I don't think it mattered what sport he played. I mean, he probably would have been an amazing boxer, would have been an amazing anything. He's massive. It's not like we're watching somebody make this big historic leap. He's always been a big hitter. So I think that for him, it's a good look at, oh, he got $2 million from an auction house. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They got money, but someone's going to offer him more. An auction house, you're going to get more than that. Somebody's going to give you more than that, for sure. You could definitely get more. But I think the Yankees would give you more for that. I don't know why they wouldn't. That's a huge piece of history for them that I don't understand why they wouldn't want to dip their toes in that and hold on to that. The guy for 61, he just gave that up. That was kind of goofy to me. I don't agree with that. The Yankees have way too much money already. They have all these records. For me, I'm trying to get something off of it. I know that sounds skeevy or whatever, and people might not like that, but I would definitely totally try to get something for it. Yeah. Like, there's no way. But $2 million from an auction house? I don't know. Okay, and then to get into this, so not to get too political, Herschel Walker's stupid. I don't want to get too much into the details about what's going on. Oh, and this is a picture that AB tweeted out, a picture of him and Giselle, which is actually pretty epic and dirty. That's hilarious. He's such a douche. He's such an incredible douche. Before we get into the other stuff with Herschel Walker, but I just want to talk about, like, we're seeing some of these people. Yeah, see, Judge doesn't care, and he's got the record tire. So, that's why if the Yankees won it, they could do it. Like, if I was at a football game and it was the best touchdown ever of all time and it was some coveted ball at a Cowboys game, I'd keep that shit. Jerry Jones, you want that shit? You got to come fucking get it. I'm keeping that shit. I'm keeping it. I'm not, and if you want it from me, you're going to have to fucking pay me for it. I'm not just going to hand it over for nothing. No way. And not for $2 million. That ball, as far as we know, is clean. What? I think it was the Barry Bonds ball, that guy who was the owner and creator of Echo, the clothing brand back in the day, got the Barry Bonds ball and branded an asterisk in it, if I remember correctly, which is super fucking goofy to me. Why you do that? That's absurd. But he branded it and was making some statement about doing steroids, and then it came out that everyone was doing fucking steroids. But I don't see any reason to believe that, like, Aaron Judge has been doing steroids. So that's, like, what's legit, is you think that Aaron Judge is a specimen of a person. He's good, dude. He's fucking chill. Like, he's super chill. I like him way more than Stanton. I like him way more than Stanton. Way more. Like, and I really hope, and I'm from Dallas. I guess, I know I'm an Eagles fan, whatever, fuck you. And I'm a Celtics fan, don't get me started. Somebody asked me about that shit today at work. It was a woman. I'm at work, I'm standing there, there's like 9 people. I'm standing in front of them, and I was like, oh, they're all like, oh, we're from Boston. And I'm like, oh, I'm from Dallas, but I'm a big Celtics fan. and she's oh, what do you think about all of this? And I was like, whoa. I was like, I don't know, man. Like I'm clocked in. Like I'm not talking about shit about that. You're not getting me to talk about that shit right now. Not at work, but I mean, they're a good team falling apart, but fuck, they got a lot of just madness going on in their bullshit when it comes to their front office. But no, Aaron Judge is like a good representative for the Yankees. I don't think you could turn him into like, say, Derek Jeter, who he's not my favorite. But, you know, Derek Jeter didn't do roids, but I like A-Rod, whatever. Because at least he was kind of honest. Rafael Palmeiro's kind of a schmuck. Sammy Sosa, McGuire was just a douche. Like, I don't know. Anyone in that like close-knit circle of Jose Canseco did not really like my type of dude. But I digress. But anyways, moving on past that, yeah, $2 million for that ball. It's nuts. You see Herschel Walker like lying about the wildest shit, doing the craziest shit. Some of these stories that are coming out. We saw that crazy hit on Tua. Not going to bring it up. It happened the day after the last podcast. Crazy hit. Shouldn't have been playing. I mean, Teddy B, I think Joseph said Teddy Bridgewater's pretty good. Don't disagree, but you know, Teddy Bridgewater comes in. I mean, Miami loses to a Bengals team, so you know that's hungry for a win. Who's lost some close games, even when they controlled the game or controlled the narrative of said game. So they were, you know, ready to pounce on them. And then we think about Antonio Brown. He's in Dubai in some fucking pool, like rubbing his ass on people, doing all sorts of goofy, weird stuff. I have no idea why. Like doing the goofiest stuff the entire time while he's out there and running around naked in this hotel. Apparently, supposedly got kicked out. There's somebody egging him on who's not even videoing it. Like, CTE is real, you guys. Like, some of these people take these shots to the head and like are really getting hurt, and there's some permanent damage to some of these people. You can't tell me after, like, Antonio Brown used to be so, I wouldn't say normal. He was always kind of crazy, always kind of arrogant. But there's that really big hit where he got hit by Vontaze Burfict. I don't want to pull it up because the NFL copyright claimed me for some of my clips for like 4 seconds, but whatever. But, you know, definitely got rocked really bad by Vontaze Burfict, knocked unconscious. Like, Burfict was out of the league for a bit because of this hit. If you want to go look it up in your free time, go for it. It's a pretty bad hit. But this is like before the hit. This is an interview of Antonio Brown pre him getting hit. And think about this, that now he's out in Dubai. He quit the NFL. Now he's running around in Dubai doing goofy dances, trying to be a rapper, running around like latex overalls with no shirts. Anybody who wears overalls with no shirts underneath, like, all right, overalls is one thing. If you wear overalls with no shirt underneath your overalls, bruh, like, get the fuck out of here. You don't do that socially. That's super fucking weird. Like, you don't do that. Sorry. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. He's doing the goofiest stuff. You can't watch this clip and tell me that this dude did not have CTE.
Roethlisberger said this week, you just might be the best receiver he has ever played with. How much did
This is pre-hit. This is when he had that Lego hairdo or whatever the fuck it was. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cool. My hair's all fucking weird and curly but loose and floppy, so it's not tight enough to do a hairdo like that. I probably would have rocked it. It's like a Lego Sean Kemp, maybe I guess.
did you pay him to get that out of him?
Man, I paid him a lot. Now, anytime you got a great quarterback, man, with 2 championship rings, a competitor like Ben, man, who says that, man, that just adds fuel to the fire. And it's definitely gratifying, definitely humbling. You know, it's an honor to have him say that about me.
Isn't Pittsburgh always known for its defense?
Yeah, it has been. And things change. And obviously, for the past couple of years, we've been known for a great offense. And we got to wear that as a badge of honor and will us to win some games.
Like, he's not the same person. Like, there's like a mode where he switches, and there's this, like, so right there he's kind of gloating, and he's being like pretty humble about how fucking good he is. He's kind of being humble. And then, like, whenever she asks him the second question, his whole, like, he goes from like goofy to like real
Things
serious.
change. And,
Like right here.
For the past couple of years, we've been known for a great offense. And we got to wear that as a badge of honor and will us to win
Super
some games.
Super PC answer. And now he's posting pictures of him with some, I don't know what that fucking stash is, man. Get that out of here. That stash is absolutely disgusting. But now we see him posting pictures of him with Tom Brady's wife, who's he's supposedly getting divorced from. That Baker Mayfield clip. Oh, this is look at how bad. Sorry, Joseph, I gotta talk about this real quick. That the Broncos, Russell Wilson, talk about regression. It's kind of scary. I don't know what's going on. Boom. Max Crosby, obviously Hall of Fame, Hard Knocks Hall of Fame, Max Crosby. And the Raiders finally pick up their first win. Out that division looks like trash. At minus what's it called? Minus the Chiefs, who lost to the Colts, but minus the Chiefs, who just beat Tampa, who's got no offense. Man, Cole Beasley. Real quick, look at that. Eagles beating the Jags, ugly game. Cardinals this week. Kyler Murray, thank you, Redbird, for reminding me. But Kyler Murray making plays out there lately, but they're really inconsistent. So we'll see 2 of the top 3 corners are on the Birds. Look at that QBR. It's going to be a tight game. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to keep on saying that. Let's see. Joe, do you want to talk about this frat? You're in a frat. You want to talk about this frat fight? Are you there? Can you hear me? Let's see if he can pull himself up. You there, dude? Oh. What's up, buddy? Joseph 2.0 in the house. Yeah, man. Dude, I was getting mad bots in the chat earlier. That shit cracks me up. I was like, who is this person? It was something like, give me money, be my friend. I was like, what the hell? Of course, it's Facebook. But hey, man. All right, well, it's a little early, but we got Mr. 2.0, Joseph 2.0, Captain Computer, the man with all of the moves. How are you doing today, sir?
No, I'm doing good. Obviously, the bets have not been what I would like, but I'm feeling good about this week. So
okay, yeah, I know. Well, we're gonna hold off on getting into the bets just because Goody's not on yet. I'm sure he's catching like the 5 or something like us. But did you watch this Sigma? It's SAE versus Sigma Chi. Is that it? I want to say Sigma Chi. In Ole Miss student section, there was a fight that broke out during the Ole Miss game between 2 frats. It looks like some of them are wearing jackets, like they're literally in like suit and ties. What do you think of this shit? Does that ever happen at your games? I know that it was like at your games. Was there ever any student fights like that? Is it too cold to fight in South Dakota?
no, like we're also not a very big school. We don't have we have 3 fraternities here. Like, yeah, we don't see eye to eye on everything, but for the most part, we respect each other. We aren't just gonna go throw hands in the middle of the stands at a football game.
Yeah, that's the wildest shit. Like, they literally are out there. I want to be careful playing the clip because, I mean, they're not good fighters. Honestly, these kids, they look younger. They don't even look like college kids. Some of them, they're like little skinny kids. I'm like, who are these little... I thought it was a high school thing at first, like a prep school, but it's at Ole Miss.
The best part is that girl that just comes in halfway and just stands there with her hands up.
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah. Well, I mean, that's like, yeah. What are they doing? That makes no sense. And yeah, don't ever jump in the middle of a fight to try to mix stuff up. That's not, or break stuff up. I don't know why. Why 2 frats are fighting at a football game, anyways. The cops show up late too. They don't really seem to do much about it. It's kind of sad, honestly. I don't really you don't want to see that, but. That's nuts. Now, I mean, but honestly, we see what happens at all these football games. There's always some clip of a Raiders game or a Niners game, or there's always something. I swear. There's always some sort of fight at some public event. I think we talked about last week the C on Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod. Like and subscribe and listen. We talked about the COO of Beyond Meat got arrested for biting a man's nose in the parking lot of the stadium at the Arkansas Razorback Stadium, during a game. Fucking bit this dude's nose.
Huh.
That's fucking weird, right? And it's Beyond Meat, so it's like you can't be biting noses because you're in charge of a meat alternative, yet you're going around biting people in the nose. I don't know, man. That's like it's cannibalism. That's fucking weird.
And maybe that's the meat alternative they're talking about.
No, I hope not. That'd be rough. Meat, ew, gross, dude. Meat alternative. Yeah, we're eating people. I keep looking for I keep getting, yeah, dude, these weird fucking. All right. Bots, bro. But, yeah, dude, it's trippy. No, I don't know if you've ever noticed. Sometimes I get these, like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, they're in Mandarin. They're obviously robots. So they're like, hey, like, buy this download golf simulator. And there'll be, like, comments on videos that we do. It's, like, super funny. Boop, boop, boop. All right, cool. Boom. Adios. You don't get in fights, do you? Have you been going to games? Do you get to stand on the sidelines now?
No, I stand up in the stands. For the most part.
Really? You don't even?
Yeah. I don't know. I like watching it from the stands more. You can just relax. You can drink a beer. You can hang with your friends. When you're on the sideline, you have to be all serious.
Yeah,
like,
that's
looking
why.
at the field, like.
Yeah, I remember. Well, and just to talk a little bit. So you were playing in South Dakota State School of Mines and Tech, and where it gets super fucking cold where you would play. So it would get so cold that the people would park in the parking lots and watch the football game from the parking lot.
Well, no. So our stadium is actually unique. On one side, we just have like regular stands, but then the other three sides are all parking spots that people can take their cars in and watch the game from there.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. So when the weather's nice out, people will back their cars in. They'll bring their grills. You can bring your own beer. Just watch the game from there. If it's really cold out, people can just sit inside their cars. They like honk their horns every time we score, something like that.
That's
It's
interesting.
a cool place to watch a game.
That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, I was hearing about it because I was like, man, it's got to be cold as fuck up there for you when you're out there doing your thing. It can't be, I mean, not bad, but it can't be that fucking great. It'd be cold as shit. I hated playing in the cold. I did. That was like one of the worst. I think it was one time, I think we were in high school and we were playing, and it was in Lubbock, and it was something like 30, 40 mile an hour winds, some crazy bullshit. And it was like 23 degrees outside, or it felt like it was 20, but it's that Texas weather. So it's like cold and rainy and windy, and it's 40, but with the wind chill, it feels like it's 10. And it was all running all day, and it was the ugliest game I'd ever played in. It was miserable. I absolutely couldn't stand, because it was so cold that like hitting hurt, everything hurt. Like obviously it's fun, but once that adrenaline wears off, I mean, it gets fucking freezing, and it's like still raining and it's windy as shit.
Yeah, it's never fun playing in the cold. I remember it was like 2 years ago. My mom came up for one of our games, and it was the coldest game that we had all year. She's just like sitting there by herself in the stands, has like 4 layers on, and I felt so bad for her.
It's dedication, man. She's a badass. She's a beast. Where is Goody at, man? This boy is always late. 7:30. Sent me his pics. We'll just keep it going, man. But dang. No, but so I mean, you remember? Maybe you don't. But you remember before Antonio Brown was crazy. I don't know if I ever remember a time before Herschel Walker was crazy. But that Tua hit was nasty. And I swear, they can't pretend like CTE's not a thing. Not that they do, but it's really like that was a really fucking bad hit, man.
Yeah, and like there's so much like there's this stigma around football that like you play through injuries, you got to be tough and all this, and like yes, to a certain extent, but when it comes to your head, if you injure that, like you were messed up for years and decades, most likely the rest of your life. And so the NFL does have these like private independent specialists that like assess whether or not quarterbacks or players in general should be allowed back into games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Tua was allowed back in. I don't know if he was like telling the doc like, yeah, I'm good, I'm good. He was like lying about his concussion evaluation and stuff that he was seeing with that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Tua should not have played that game.
well, first of all, like Miami, in my opinion, and like, you know, people might hate me for this, they're kind of a trash ass organization, man. Like, when you think about it, like the whole Flores thing and being paid to tank, doing like there's always some weird skeevy shit going on. And now it's like this Tua concussion, and no, it's his back, but he obviously kind of collapsed. He obviously hurt his head. Anybody who's I've had a concussion. I know you've played football. You've had a concussion. It's like, nah, man. Like that dude definitely had some sort of head injury. And then to clear him, they fire the independent doctor. They just look bad, man. It looks really fucking bad. It looks really fucking bad. And, you know, the doctor who Will Smith's character was based off of, the doctor who did like is like one of the leading researchers of CTE, was saying that Tua should retire. People like, that's crazy. He's like, nah, man, like he's hit his head pretty hard. I don't know. And he's not that big of a guy. You really got to invest in your offensive line. They spent a lot of their capital to get someone else. So I don't know how good of a, how like they're going to have to like, you know, find some diamonds in the rough in the draft when it comes to the offensive line to get somebody to make sure that he has some sort of protection. You know, I'd say that Drew Brees was tougher than Tua. And just like, and just because like in like body size, but Drew Brees had a better arm and like was just as, if not more accurate. Has a longer body of work, right? But I mean that's not going to be the last time Tua gets slung to the ground like that or gets hit really hard. It's definitely not. And you know, I worry about like his longevity, being able to play that position, because you'd hate to see him only play 5-6 years and have to retire because he gets hurt too much. You don't want to see him have like a Troy Aikman, you know, where he doesn't play as long as people do now, mostly because there's no line, no one's protecting him. He's getting crunched. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, and I'll tell you, Troy Aikman to me is easily top 5, top 10, or top 8 quarterbacks all time. I mean, the dude's got the rings to prove it, and in a vacuum in the short period of time, he's way more like Kurt Warner than he is like an Eli Manning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just, you know, and then you see Antonio Brown, you know, stripping down in public in a pool in Dubai and doing all sorts of wild and weird shit and just, you know, kind of going off the rocker. I mean, his brain needs to go to research. I mean, I'm sure someone will lobby to do it to see. I mean, you've seen all these other tragedies where, you know, I'm not even trying to make light of it. Like the NFL's definitely got an issue when it comes to head injuries, concussions, protocols that they use for it. I mean, they have a laundry list of things that look bad, but this looks really, really, really fucking bad.
It does look really bad, but like to a certain extent, like that is football. Like, you can't take that out of the game completely. Yes, the NFL has taken all these steps to protect the players as they should. Then part of what makes watching football so much fun is seeing the big hits, seeing two massive human beings running into each other as hard as they can. So if they start to go overboard on all the safety, they start to lose some of that fan base.
No, definitely. And I mean, and like you could definitely make a case that, you know, all these issues coming to light when it comes to these head injuries is why they've taken it so seriously and made an effort to try to fix these things, right? But whenever they're skirting the own protocols that they've put in, or they're proving that they're kind of a sham, it's kind of like the Rooney Rule. When they were talking about how, oh, you have to interview these people, but they set up basically like bullshit interviews for people to go in, then not basically get the job, but they're just there to like meet some sort of quota. So whenever we start seeing them trying to meet some sort of quota when it comes to players and winning and their playoff hopes or whatever it is, that's where they really get in trouble. I don't think, you know, there's a lot of people that would say they've already gone too far overboard when it comes to the concussion protocols or all that stuff, right? Some people are mad they have a blue tent and you can't see somebody hurt on the sideline while they're checking them out to see what's going on, you know? And I'm sure some of those people are fucking announcers. They'd love to be able to see what's actually bothering them under the tent, you know, because that's part of the lure of it. But when they're putting people back out there lying about injuries, doing things like that goes beyond, like, say, Deflategate. Like, that's way more like Bountygate. And even though I don't think, like, that was no surprise. Oh my God, they're going out and trying to hurt people and hit people hard. Like, no, obviously there was some of it was a little bad. It's a bad look for the league, definitely. But if to say that, like, people don't get commended for, like, laying a good hit on somebody or taking, like, a lead, like, their best receiver out of a game, like, that definitely happens all the time. That's definitely a thing, right?
100%.
Like, that's definitely.
So, crazy theory I just thought of.
Okay.
So we were talking about how the Dolphins are like a kind of slime ball franchise.
Yeah, they're slimy as fuck.
Yeah, so there was the questions about whether or not they believe Tua is the answer for the future. Do you think, like, the owners, do you think there's a chance somehow the owners kind of, like, let that independent doctor, like, paid him to let Tua play, let Tua get hurt, and then they fire him to cover them so that in 2-3 years?
No, I think that what it really is Tua, like, and I've done it. Like, I remember I got a really bad concussion in practice. This was years ago. Back in the day when I played football. But I got a really bad concussion, I think, my freshman year. I was running the ball in drills. I think I scored a touchdown. I used to be a pretty decent running back. And, like, but whenever I landed and, like, hit my head really hard. And I kind of remember, like, blacking out. And there's, like, a gap where, like, time, like, it's really foggy. I can only piece together little pieces to this day. Like, I remember sitting on the back of an E-Z-Go with the boy, Mr. Doc. Oh, the Schultz is in here. We'll see if he actually pops himself up. But we're gonna hide non-video participants. Ha. Boom. So whenever he's ready, he'll pop in. But yeah, I got this. I was sitting on the back of an E-Z-Go and was basically sitting there chilling, and I kind of was talking to the doctor guy that was there, and he was discussing. I remember we were playing Waxahachie that week, which is a really fucking weird name, and he was like, okay, he's like, what's your name? And I just remember him asking me questions as I'm slowly coming out of this daze. And I remember, this is no shit, I'm pretty sure I had a bloody nose. I'm not sure. Or I had a bloody finger or something. But I remember I wiped blood, like, on my football pants. And when I came to, I was confused on why there was blood on my football pants. Still to this day. And they weren't my pants, because, like, it's like there was gaps in the morning. Like, I had to borrow someone else's because I left mine at home. But all of those subtleties of the day had fucking gone. I just knew I was at football practice. They asked me if I was all right, if I felt okay, and then they asked me who we played, and I was like, oh, we play Waxahachie. And they go, can you spell it? I sat there and was like, W-A-X-A-C-H, or W-A-X-A-H-A-C-H-I-E, or something. I spelled it correctly. I don't even remember now. But, and then he was like, yeah, he can play. And I played that week. That was on a Monday, and I played that Thursday.
Like, was that one of those things where, because I've had 3 diagnosed concussions. 2 of them, I didn't even know I had a concussion until 24 hours passed when it's like the impact happened. Do you think, like, that was one of those deals with you where, like, you were fine and then later you're like, wow, like,
no, it was, I definitely had my bell rung and was definitely not good. Definitely got my bell rung, like, within a short time period that I was aware that I had a concussion that morning before and then I still went to school. So I went to school, went to class, did all my shit, definitely had a concussion. Then the last one I got was when I got hit by that car. Meh. And it wasn't, and that one I didn't think I did, but I totally did. But I was all right. That was a wild time. But other than that, those are the only 2 like that I can remember. I had one in a game. That was probably my junior year of high school, and that was the last one I got playing football. I was on kickoff. It was against Burleson. I just remember beelining it down this field and got knocked the fuck out by this tight end on kickoff, and he was number 84, and this dude was fucking massive. He was like one of their best players. So he played kickoff, kick return, and then I was on kickoff, so I was running downfield, and I was a gunner, so I'm hauling ass, and this dude just fucking leveled me. And I remember just stumbling back to the sideline, my coach yelling at me to hurry up and get off of the field, and definitely had a concussion. The rest of that game was pretty blurry, and I still went out and played. Like, it was one of those where it's like, oh, you're fine. And that was a while ago too. You know, that was grips ago. That was like early 2000s, like, you know, 2003, 2004. But
That's
I mean,
like,
yeah, but we had the Revolution helmets, so that was supposed to help me. I didn't when I was a freshman. Totally got a concussion. And came to and was like, and like I came back too. And it was maybe like 15, 20 minutes, but there was a period of time where I was loopy. Was fucking out of it. Wasn't unconscious, but don't remember it too much.
in my junior year, I was playing quarterback and got a concussion. This dude came around the edge, like swung me down. And as I was going down, the middle linebacker came and speared me in the side of the head. Like on the ground for maybe like 10, 15 seconds. Don't really remember that. Like my right guard picked me up and kind of like helped me get to the sideline.
Yeah.
I don't remember the rest of that game at all.
Yeah, that's some
Like,
scary
I was
shit.
just sitting there, just like head in my hands.
Yeah, no, man, that's super scary whenever you're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, where you're kind of like, where the fuck am I? And you don't even realize it. That's some spooky shit. And then it's like, oh, you're at a game. Like, everyone's here. It's like you slowly start piecing things together. No thanks. No thanks. That's why I'm like, no, I'm not going to do rugby. I'm not going to play anything super crazy like that anymore. Even though I have health insurance, I'll play some basketball, but I'm not trying to get a concussion. No, thank you. No, I'm too old for that shit. But right, I mean, Antonio Brown totally has some sort of early onset CTE. Aaron Hernandez had definitely, they said he had like late stages, like stage 4, like the brain of an old man. Junior Seau, there's a lot of these guys who like definitely had some form of brain disease, or not some form, that CTE. Because when you play that clip of Antonio Brown, I mean, he's completely different. He sounds completely different. He's like not the same person. And he was like Hall of Fame. I mean, he was crushing it. He wanted to get paid. I'll give him that. They didn't want to pay him, and he started to get loud. And I'm sure Tomlin's a tough dude. But man, after that hit, it's like he just like complete like a flip, a switch in his head flipped. He just kind of went off the deep end. And you see Herschel Walker, and like the amount that like these guys will lie or make shit up and do skeevy things, and they're like, it's like super weird, like, and they feel completely justified in it. And actually, just for the record, Tua has the highest QBR right now in the league at 109.9.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Geno Smith 108. Dude, Geno Smith crushing it. Seahawks crush. Seahawks are crushing it right now. Well, are you Gare Goody? Are you there? Are you able? Or hello?
What's up? What's up?
Oh, we gotta get him with the cheer. Everybody loves Goody.
Unless they're betting with me.
That's true. Well, I think we had the same kind of week. Oh, the pup, the bumblebee munching dog.
Yep.
How you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. What about you boys?
Doing okay, man. We were talking about just how nutty Antonio Brown and all these guys. There's just 1,000 examples of like brain neglect and CTE, like throughout all different facets of the world right now when it comes to the NFL, and that Tua hit and just how bad it looked and how it just doesn't help the image, and Antonio Brown doing weird shit like wagging his dick at people at fucking in hotels in Dubai and putting his butts on people's faces. Like, and everybody already questions if he has some form of CTE. Definitely doesn't do any favors. They're not doing themselves any favors, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I was listening to you guys talk a little bit about it. I actually was taking my dog down this flight of stairs at the condo I used to live at. This is about a year and a half ago, and she saw another dog and starts running down the stairs, and I had her on the leash, and I start to stumble, and I decided I was either gonna fall down the stairs or I was gonna jump and try to clear the stairs, and I jumped, and my last foot hit the last step, and I slammed my head onto the pavement,
Oh
and
Jesus.
I like tried to get up. I'm like on lunch break during quarantine, and I tried to get up, but I couldn't, and I just like pass out, and I wake up just like in a pool of my own blood, and
What?
like yeah, my dog like runs up to me, and then I went back up to work. Don't remember the rest of the day of work, but I went like and finished it, and then I had to like call out of work for like a week, um, because of like the like symptoms
Good
of the
God, man.
yeah, and but like I was like noticeably like had no inhibitions like for like weeks after that. Like I would like get into like arguments with people like on the street and stuff. It was like really weird.
Dude, that's epic. And I've never passed out and woken up in a pool of my own blood. That would be kind of spooky. That would be kind of intense. I'm not sure how I'd do with that.
There's still like blood stains like on the like bricks of like
Oh, there's currently blood stains out on the street right now.
yeah.
Okay, that's kind of epic. No thanks. No thank you, sir. Well, all right, man. And then yeah, we talked about. I mean, we'll talk about here in a little bit. I don't know if you saw any of the clips, but there's this phishing scandal that was super fucking huge and goofy. But let's get into y'all's picks. I know we got lots of picks to go over, boys, and I'm curious as to see, well, Joe, how we did, which I don't think it was very good. I'm getting the opinion that it wasn't. But let's get into these picks. Hold on, I got sound effect. You guys wanted sound effects? I got you guys some sound effects, and you know we got a little bit of some jazz. I got all sorts of stuff, man. So yeah, let's get in. Nah, man, I've been going crazy. It's fun. I've been like making clips and shit, all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to clip up some goofy shit that Andy says all the time, so that I can like play it on like sound bites. So yeah, I know. Yeah, I have too many
I like
toys.
it.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell me how we did. How did we do when it come to the bets? When it came to last week, I feel like we did horrible. But please tell me.
Yeah, so we ended up going 1-3. Quick recap: the Chargers at the Texans. Texans +5 did not hit. Texans scored 10 points in the fourth quarter to make it 27-24. Chargers with the Chargers in front. Chargers scored a touchdown with just over 2 minutes left, making it 34-24, and that did not hit. We had the Bills at the Ravens over 51. That did not hit. It was looking good early on. There was 30 combined points in the first half. Then the Ravens offense just died, and the Bills only scored 13 points in the second half. That was hard to see. Let's see here. Commanders at Cowboys. Cowboys -3. That easily hit. Cowboys dominated the game all along, and Cooper Rush improves to 4-0.
Fuck Cooper Rush. Fuck Cooper Rush, bro. We'll get into that in a little bit, but fuck Cooper Rush. They haven't played shit. They've played shit defenses this whole time. Sorry, man. I had to get that out. I'm so tired of listening to this bullshit talking about Cooper Rush is fucking good. Fuck Cooper Rush. I'm on some ether shit right now, dude. Sorry, they haven't played anybody yet. And they'll be like, ooh, well, they're playing. The Rams' offensive line is trash right now, and that's very apparent. So the Cowboys are favored to win that game by like 6.5. So the Cowboys better beat the fucking Chargers. They're not?
Rams are favored by 5.
Rams are favored? I thought I saw Cowboys are favored. How are the Rams favored? The Rams look like trash.
I don't know, but we'll get into that later.
Sorry. All right.
Then the Thursday night teaser, Dolphins from +4 to +10, and the over from 47 to 41. not hit. Tua had that nasty injury in the second quarter. I
Yep.
really hope he's okay.
I like how they said he's not going to play this week. And that sucks because like we did the episode on Wednesday. I was telling somebody, dude, he's not going to play for at least 2 weeks. Like if they put him the fuck out there, it looks so bad. Like they like whether you agree with it or not, from a PR perspective, they cannot play that dude yet. They cannot play him for a little while. At least at this game, maybe next game.
5 weeks.
You think 5 weeks are gonna sit him out? Like they can't. It look horrible. They look stupid as fuck.
Yeah, they already do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously they already do, but they'll look even more dumb than they already do, and there'll be so many questions that you just got to sit that dude. You got to sit him for a grip. All right, sorry, man, but yeah, whew. Fuck the Dolphins. I'll give myself a clap for that one. A clap for that one. Yeah, how'd you do, Mr. Goods, on yours last week?
I mean, out of the gates, it was blown up because the Dolphins lost, so that screwed my 3-team long shot parlay. But then so did the Rams, but the Falcons pulled it out. So I would, so that one was not great. I had the Giants, I had the Cowboys, but then the Panthers and the Lions. The Lions, were getting blown out by the Seahawks, but then came back. But then I only ended up losing by 3, but it still blew up my my favorite parlay.
Yeah, dude.
So not great yet. Still haven't hit one of these.
Gino, man. Gino crushing it, bro. Gino is just stepping up to the plate. I mean, he has. I have it pulled up right in front of me. He has his QBR right now is 108. They look like you could make a case that they might win the division. Not right now. Obviously, the Rams look like trash. The Cardinals don't look like they're super hot and cold. I think the Niners are hot and cold. He's playing the most
in that game.
Yeah, in that game, but they'll look like trash 2 weeks from now. I think they match up really well with the Rams, and the Rams are depleted on the offensive line. I mean, there's nothing that they've done in their quarterback play where I'm like, man, they're always going to be good on defense. They have really good athletic linebackers, can cover the run, no doubt. I have no issues with that. There's nothing about their offense where I'm like, man, if they went up against an elite defense. And Jalen Ramsey's been getting beat. Aaron Donald kind of wanted to come back and play. But the way their offensive line is, I mean, they didn't get their defense for the Rams didn't get a break. Matt Stafford looked like garbage because he had no time.
Well, I think that whole division is not great. That's what we're finding out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that the fact that Geno Smith is playing the most consistent quarterback play in that division right now, and nobody else is in the top 10, top 12 in QBR, and he's at 108. He's ahead of Lamar Jackson, Herbert, Allen, Goff. Dang, Goff is at 99.9, dude. Fucking, you were talking about the Lions. Talk about bad defense. Their offense is good.
Yeah.
All right, Goody.
All right, so this week's picks, we could start with the 5-team favorite parlay, moneyline parlay. I got the Titans over the Washington C words at a minus 140. I got the Vikings playing at home over the Bears minus 320. I think that's pretty much a lock. Eagles at Arizona Cardinals minus 230. Eagles just look like the best team in the league right now. They just beat the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are pretty good.
Yeah, they look like world beaters. I was worried about that game, and they put it on them. I mean, they had Hassan Riddick is one of 2 players in NFL history to have 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries in the same game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, him and Jared Allen.
And then we've got your LA Chargers at the Browns minus 150. Browns look like shit yet again.
Good. That's what they get, man. This karma going around, dude.
I mean, after I watched them play that Steelers game, I was like, are these guys better than I thought? But no.
Well, the Steelers are trash, dude. I mean,
No, I know, but that was a tough, a hard-fought game.
Yeah, I mean, they got some dogs on defense. Miles Garrett's good. They have, Ward's really good. corner. Like, they got some good competitive athletes. That defense, that Browns defense isn't too bad. They got some dogs on it, but their quarterback plays bad. You know, Nick Chubb should get the fuck out of there. I know he won't, but he should. You know, Kareem Hunt wanted to get the fuck out of there. He almost became an Eagle after he got kicked out of Kansas City. So, I mean, yeah, that Browns team is going to be close, but they're like the opposite of the Lions.
Got kicked out literally because he was kicking somebody in the head, a woman.
Yeah. Idiot.
And then to round out the 5 teams, I got the Jaguars at home over the Texans. I've liked this Texans team, but I just think the Jaguars are going to handle them. Divisional game at -320. So altogether, Titans, Vikings, Eagles, Chargers, Jaguars, and that's a +606 moneyline parlay.
Okay.
All right, and then the 3-team long shot parlay. Some of my favorites. They still haven't hit, but we'll see. I got Bengals at the Ravens, +145. Cowboys at the Rams, +180, and the Lions at the Patriots, and that's a +135. So Bengals, Cowboys, Lions, all together it's a +1,512 long shot parlay.
See, those don't really sound like long shots either. I mean, the Patriots are super banged up, missing some pieces, and the Lions, you know, like I said, they're getting every game close. Tough team. They're a tough out. Like, you can beat them because they're a little disorganized. I don't think Jamison Williams is going to be playing in that game, but, you know, like I said, I mean, it's surprising, but Goff is like, you know, top 8, top 10 in QBR right now. Their defense is trash, but they're going up against the Patriots that are depleted outside of their running game. And then when you think about the Jags, you know, I don't know if you know this, the Jags have, outside of last week's game, are the #1 team against the run.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing is that they're all away teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens can put up points, but we saw again that their defense sucks. And so, yeah, those could hit for sure. And there's going to be like 50,000 Cowboys fans in the stadium in LA. You know, that's just how it is. Like the Cowboys fans travel and LA fans don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of my sanity, I hope that Cooper Kupp goes out there and dances all over the Cowboys and makes Diggs look bad. I don't think that they've gone. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. This will be the second best defense that the Cowboys have gone up against all year. Every other defense they've played has pretty much been garbage. They haven't really played anybody outside the first game of the year, which they lost, and their offense looked bad. Didn't matter who was at quarterback. The running wasn't the same. It's just like if you go up against a team with a strong defensive line and front seven, I think they can get exposed. So you might see a big bounce back. And, you know, we'll see CeeDee Lamb versus Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Ramsey's been burnt toast, but I'll take Ramsey right now in that. So, I mean, I could easily see the Rams losing that with how bad their offensive line is. But I hope they don't, because fuck the Cowboys.
Well, hot take here. Hot take. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year last year. Cooper Rush, is he the Offensive Player of the Year this year?
No, absolutely not. There's no way you could say that.
Cooper is going to pass the baton to Cooper? Is there a quarterback Cooper versus?
Dude, Cooper Rush is right now for the year has 673 passing yards and 4 touchdowns in 3 games. That's bus driver status, dude. The only other person that I've seen putting up worse stats and lower stats than that's like Tom Brady territory. And Tom Brady looks really bad right now. He's at 97.7 QBR, but the way they're throwing the ball and moving it, the points they're getting at garbage time for stat padding, man. Fuck Cooper Rush.
If CeeDee Lamb could catch the ball, he would have better stats.
Well, yeah, CeeDee Lamb, but I mean, it's what we're seeing. Cooper Rush is playing well, so I'm not saying that. But when they're talking quarterback controversy or there's a big issue, I call bullshit on that. But like I said though, on your three team long shot, that sounds very doable. Those all sound very. I could see why you like that'd be worth it. And you said it's plus how much?
1,500.
Yeah, plus 15. That's huge.
Yeah.
All right, JoJo. What did your computer say? You plugged it in. Beep boop beep boop. What do we got?
All right, so first off, I'm actually going the opposite of one of Mr. Goody's picks. I'm taking the Browns +3 hosting the Chargers. The Chargers this year have the third worst defense in the league. They are 31st in yards per rush, and going into Cleveland, they have to stop the two-headed monster that is Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. The Browns are averaging 187 yards on the ground. They rank second in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns this year. Chargers do have the best passing offense, but it looks like they'll be without Keenan Allen again.
Shocker.
They also have the worst rushing offense this season by far. Then back on the Browns, their defense ranks 14th against the pass. If they get Myles Garrett and or Jadeveon Clowney back, I like them a lot, but I think this rushing attack is just going to be too much for the Chargers to handle.
Okay. See, I could see that. Yeah, because like the Browns do have the ability to run the ball. I will give them that. They can pound the fucking rock, but you know they're definitely lacking in a lot of other areas. Okay, so you're
next up, we got Kenny Pickett over half an interception. So far in his short NFL career, Kenny Pickett has not thrown an incomplete pass. The second half against the Jets, he was 10 for 13, 120 yards, and 3 interceptions. So I like him, but I feel like he's going to come into this game against one of the top teams in the NFL. He's going to get it in his head that he has to do all this stuff to win. It's going to be his first career start. He obviously wants to get the win. And he's just going to do too much. He's going to force passes that really shouldn't be there. Then the Bills are also tied for the league lead with 7 interceptions so far. And they are doing that while only blitzing 12 times this year. Out of all 4 games, they have only blitzed 12 times, which is by far the lowest in the league. But they're able to do that because they're still getting pressure. They're tied for 5th in the league with 13 sacks. So meaning they're able to create pressure with their front 7 and let their DBs and linebackers just sit back and cover. So because of that, I think they're going to force the young quarterback to throw at least 1 interception.
And last time we did this, it was Justin Fields. We missed on it. That was the opening week where it was Justin Fields.
Oh, we hit on that.
No, we hit on that, but we missed on the game because we bet we bet on the game wrong. But all right. And then you got Lions, Patriots.
Yeah, so Lions at the Patriots. Thought about taking the over here, but I'm just going to go with the Lions team total over 20.5. The Lions have one of the best offenses in the league. They are first in points, first in total yards per play. They are 5th in passing yards, tied for first in passing touchdowns. They are 6th in rushing yards. And then if you look at their schedule so far, they're at home against the Eagles, and they scored 35. We all know what the Eagles can do. If you watch this podcast, you definitely know what the Eagles are about this year.
Fuck you, dude. Hey, they're just playing really good. How dare you? How dare you? That sounded like indirect slander, sir. But yes, as the Eagles' defense is played, that looks better and better. It makes their offense look more and more legit.
Yeah, that's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
How are you going to fumble it 4 times, Trevor? And lose all 4?
True. Well, yeah, that's true.
Then, so keep going. We got week 2 at home against the Commanders. They scored 36. Yes, the Commanders' D is bad, but they still went way over this total. And they were at Minnesota, scored 24. And then last week, they were at home against the Seahawks, and they scored 45 points. So they've gone over this total every single week. If you look at this week against the Patriots are giving up 24.5 points per game. They rank 11th against the pass, 23rd against the run. They gave up 20 points to the Dolphins, 17 points to a Mitch Trubisky Steelers, then 37 to the Ravens 2 weeks ago, and then 27 to the Packers last week. So I think their defense has been struggling recently. I think it's going to keep up against this high-power Lions team. So take the Lions team total over 20.5.
All right. Now tell me about this teaser.
Yeah, so this is a 3-leg teaser at plus 150. We're taking the Colts at the Broncos. We're going teasing the under from 42 up to 48. Going Bears at the Vikings. We're teasing the Vikings from -7 to -1.
Okay.
And then Raiders at the Chiefs. We're teasing the Chiefs from -7.5 to -1.5. A quick breakdown of each game. Colts at the Broncos. I don't know where the offense is going to come from. Both Javonte Williams is out for the year. Jonathan Taylor has been ruled out. Broncos don't trust Melvin Gordon to not just give the ball to the defense every time he gets tackled. Still pissed about that play versus the Raiders.
It sounds very personal.
So then Russell Wilson, he threw for 340 yards in his first game at Seattle, but then his next highest is 237 last week. Has 4 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year, so he's not going to be able to single-handedly put up huge numbers.
That's right.
And then losing Jonathan Taylor is a huge blow because guess who their next highest rusher is?
Who?
Naeem Hines. Oh.
Who?
Matt Ryan, their quarterback.
Oh, yeah. No, Matt Ryan, yeah, and he's cringy watching him run.
Yeah, he has 12 total rushing yards on the year, so obviously losing Taylor is huge. Matt Ryan is averaging 252 yards per game, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but the Colts have the lowest points scored out of anybody in the league. So only one game for the Broncos has gone over 48. No games for the Colts have gone over 48. So I really like this.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good pick. Both anemic offenses. So I don't see either of them. The winner of this could easily be like 21-10. And it'd be like a defensive-led game, like someone gets a pick 6 or there's a fumble, scoop and score, or something on special teams. But yeah, I don't see that being overly crazy. And then Bears at Vikings down to 1. I think the Vikings should be able to win that right out. So earlier I was talking garbage on Baker Mayfield. He's 11 points under the 31st quarterback in QBR in the league, and that's Justin Fields right now. That just tells you because, yeah, he's
small sample size, man. Small sample size.
Well, I mean, what is it? Baker Mayfield's at a 15, I think, his QBR right now, over 4 games, not for a game. So you can have a game like Kenny Pickett and throw 3 or 4 picks and look really bad and come in and sling the ball around because you're behind and have for 4 games, and there's a W in that mix against the Saints for the Panthers. Think about that. There's a win in there. 15 overall QBR. Justin Fields, he's obviously still a project. That first game, I mean, the big weather game, you don't really need to throw the ball, so you can kind of run around. The Vikings should be able to win that easily win that outright. Justin Jefferson, and that just makes the Eagles look more legit in how good Justin Jefferson was last week and what he put up versus what he put up against Darius Slay and the boys out there in Philly the week before. And yeah, Raiders are trash. I feel dumb. I said that the Raiders were good. I thought they'd be good. I thought their offense would be too high flying. I must have been high flying that day when I said that because they're looking bad. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Bears at Vikings pick, that's more so a play on just how bad the Bears are.
Yeah.
They're going into Minnesota. I think the Vikings should be able to take care of business. And then Raiders at the Chiefs. In last year's games, the Chiefs outscored the Raiders 89-23.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Last week we saw the Chiefs go into Tampa Bay. They had 417 yards of offense, including 189 yards on the ground against a very good Bucs defense. I think the Chiefs are just going to walk all over this Raiders team. I don't think the Raiders are that good. Yeah.
Divisional game, they always play each other hard, and like the Chiefs lost to the Colts, so.
Yeah, but I mean that looks more like them slipping and overestimating their opponent, and then it like stepping up and then being able to like adjust on offense, make some changes, and then come back stronger. So that's like a punch in the mouth. It's the same with like the Eagles against the Jags. The Eagles easily could have lost that game when they're down 14-0. And, you know, they fought back. They played within themselves. The Chiefs offense is still trying to find itself. And we saw what they did against the Bucks last week. And it's like next level. Like they were all over the place. And the Bucks defense is an elite defense for sure. Bucks have arguably the best defense in the league. And you watched what the Chiefs were able to do to them last week. Now their defense can be a little suspect, but the Chiefs offense is lighting it up. And the Raiders defense does not look that good at all. And they're making so many mistakes on offense that Chiefs defense capitalizes on points pretty well. So that makes sense. I mean, that's just, from what, 7.5? I think they're definitely better than 7.5. Definitely more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, and tell me about your upset pick.
Upset, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'm going Cowboys at the Rams plus 200 on the money line. Not feeling that bold. The Cowboys are 5-point underdogs. So you can take that if you're feeling a little bit safer. But bottom line is the Rams are a shell of the team that they were last year.
Yes.
Their offense, they are 20th in passing, 30th in rushing. On defense, they rank 20th against the pass. They do rank 7th against the run. So with Aaron Donald in that front seven, like that's just kind of expected. But their offense is only Matt Stafford and Cooper Rush. That's all they have. That was evident Monday night when they played the 49ers. They got a little bit of a shorter week, welcoming the Cowboys into town, but the Cowboys come in and get it done.
Oh, I hope not.
That line's moved because when I was looking at it, it was plus 180, and I think it was like only a 3.5 point spread. So the money's on the. I don't know if the wise guys are moving the line like to the Rams or what, but yeah, 5.5 seems like a lot.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything to say? You normally have something to say about his teasers or his picks or anything like that. I know you're getting attacked by a dog right now, but you normally have something to say in regards to what he's picked.
I would say that on your picks last week, I told you to tease up the Texans from 5.5 to 11, and you didn't, and they won. They lost by 10.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the second team to tease it with. But no, I don't. I think those are all solid. I do have the dog attacking me, so I might have to bow out here. I have to actually go drop her off with the ex-girlfriend right after this.
Oh yeah. So how long have you been doing this split dog custody? Not to get into it, but I'm just curious because that's still nice. It's one thing that I do appreciate. How long have you been doing this dog custody thing?
Tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of her breaking up with me.
Damn. Okay. Well,
but I didn't move out of the condo until January 1st, so literally the very beginning of this year.
Squatters' rights, bro. You gotta.
I was like, you gotta give me some time to find a place. You can't just,
Legally, you gotta give me some notice. You gotta give me a little bit of time. Well,
right.
that's what I'm just saying.
Lord.
Well, then say, yeah, slum lord.
That's what I used to call her and her parents.
That's pretty terrible, but understandable. You got to get it out how you can. Well, I mean, I appreciate you coming by. Joe, are you cool to stick around and talk about this big fishing scandal? Were you able to watch those clips? Did you see anything about it?
Yeah, that's insane.
All right, we'll talk about that real quick. Well, yeah, if you got to get out of here, Goody, do your thing. I mean, we'll check on your picks. Mr. Goody in the house, as always. We appreciate you stopping by. Got to go be the best dad dog in the world, so just keep it up. But we appreciate you swinging by, man.
Thank you. Later, 2.0.
Later.
He was so nice today. Normally, he's running his mouth and talking mad shit to you. That was kind of impressive. Right, though? Normally, he's really, running his fucking mouth. So he's normally, talking shit. He's like, why don't you tease it down to... So that was great. Hell yeah, 2.0. We'll give another clap for him, because that was great. He was nice. Normally, he's very hostile. He talks mad shit constantly. So that was good. All right, well, we're going to get into the last little bit, because we already talked about Well, I mean, we can talk about a little bit about Cooper Rush. Do you want to talk about a little bit more about Cooper Rush before we talk about the fishing scandal and finish with the fishing shit? Because the fishing shit's pretty crazy, and I got like I'm gonna run that clip. So we'll just talk about everyone's talking. All right, let's just. What is your take on this Cooper Rush situation? Like I told you, 3 games, 4 touchdowns, 673 yards. He's got a 95.9 QBR. They're saying that Dak Prescott can't grip the ball. His hand's still fucked up. Shocker. Not surprised at all. Broke your fucking thumb. So he can't grip the ball, so he's not going to be in for this week. I still can't believe Stephen Jones was like, he could be back and ready for the game against the Giants. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, y'all are so full of it and just trying to create some sort of headline. But what's your take on all this Cooper Rush fiasco, how he's been playing, what you've seen? What's your kind of take on it real quick?
I mean, like, if you look at the stats, yeah, his stats don't blow anybody out of the water, but you don't need to put up crazy stats to win games in the NFL. You just got to do your job, not have any mistakes. He has 0 interceptions on the year so far. Not turning the ball over. He's doing what he needs to do to help his team win games.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you need to do. Like, look at Blake Bortles for the Jags. Like, 8 years ago when they went to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, do you realize that Blake Bortles is tied for the highest QBR in what is it? Playoff history?
Really?
Some wild shit. Some wild shit like that. He's got some and he's like in rush yards in playoff history, he's up there too. Like he holds like he's like tied for a record, something weird like a Joe Flacco record, but like way more obscure than that. And and something with rushing yards in playoff history. Isn't that goofy as fuck? Like he's a G, man. I loved Blake Bortles. I was always team Blake Bortles. I thought he was gonna blow up a couple years. I was like, man, he's gonna take off this year, and it never fucking happened. And I thought the same about Tannehill. It just took later. I was already out of it whenever he started to play good. But yeah,
see that Bortles retired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
On a podcast. And Cole Beasley just retired. People are retiring, man. People are getting the fuck out. But it's a lot of these guys who've already played, made a lot of money, want to dip, are cool with it. And the guy who's the biggest winner in the history of the sport, like, can't retire. It's kind of funny. You know? Because, like, Cole Beasley didn't win. I mean, if he would have gone back, I guess maybe he got cut. I think he got cut by the Bills. But that was like his best chance. So last year was probably one of his best opportunities. Cole Beasley was on a couple teams that were destined for playoff runs or destined to be in the Super Bowl. Pretty sure he was on that Cowboys team with the Dez caught it whole controversy with the Packers in Lambeau Field. He was on that team. So he came close a couple times. So you kind of got a feel for him. But sorry, but back to Cooper Rush, you were saying. Sorry, we got a little off on a tangent. I mean, are you really that impressed with what you're seeing from him? I'm not. I think that I'm impressed by the play calling and the game planning and the structure of the offense. This offense from the Cowboys is way more like what we would see when they first got Dak and Zeke, and it was a lot of pound the ball, play action pass, people getting open across the field on some long routes, where we're getting people to choke up on the run, because we're able to run the ball. And I'm seeing more of that than like, okay, 5 wide, shotgun, chuck it. But I think if you were to put them in that situation, or if that defense wasn't playing like it was, I don't think Cooper Rush, he's allowed to be a bus driver right now. And I just don't know how long that meal ticket for him is going to last. And they could ride it to 4-1. I mean, I'm biased, but I haven't seen anything from them. Maybe their defense that'll give they'll give the Eagles offense fits, but nothing on their offense that's going to give the Eagles defense fits. I haven't seen anything on a level that would be like, oh man, I'm really worried about that.
Yeah, but I mean, he is just a backup quarterback. Like, given everything that we've seen so far from a backup quarterback making $1 million a year, like, you can't really be upset about it. Like, yeah, like, there's a reason he's a backup. He's not going to come in and throw for 300 yards every game and just completely take over. Yes, you do have to game plan more. You do kind of have to work with what you got, and that's on everybody. Cowboys' success, it isn't just Cooper Rush. He is the quarterback, so he's getting all the glory. But, like, like you said, the play calling has been a lot better. The defense has stepped up. He's finding CeeDee Lamb. Like, Cowboy, like, he's doing a good job for the position that he's in as the backup quarterback.
Definitely. He's playing within himself and definitely playing well. But like I said, I'm not, completely sold on what I've seen from him so far, or in the sense that he's going to be able to go out there, elevate the team's play, and win a game. I don't think I think that whenever you think about the teams they've beat and especially the defenses or their secondaries and what they're dealing with, and either being a team in rebuild mode. I mean, who knows what the fucking Giants are, but they're definitely not. I wouldn't say the Giants are real contenders in the NFC East when it comes to the Cowboys or the Eagles, but the Eagles have look extremely efficient. Now, whenever the Cowboys play the Jags, I still think that's a pretty good Jags team. That's going to be a tougher game for the Cowboys. Then I'd say, and going in, the Rams, you'd think it'd be better, but the Rams' offensive line looks bad, and that Cowboys' defense is real deal. If you get into a third and long against them, you're fucked. They're going to come after you. You're not going to be able to block them. I don't know if you can get the ball out quick enough. And they have a fast defense, so the Cowboys do have a very fast defense. That defense is definitely elite, but they're beating the teams that they should be beating. We haven't seen them line up against a wide receiver core. We haven't, like the Eagles have, or we haven't seen them really, the Chargers are going to be banged up, so that's not going to be a good play. You could make a case for, I think that this game, if the Cowboys win, is going to be more like the Bengals game, in that I would say the Bengals do have a really good receiving core and position by position match up better, except for on the interior offensive line. And I think that might be the case when it comes to the Cowboys. I think that Cooper Kupp might be able to put Trayvon Diggs in a little bit of a blender a little bit, make him miss and make him bite. He likes to bite, so look for some double routes, some double moves. Absolutely. I think they can exploit some of the strengths that this defense has, but if they're not able to block for Matt Stafford like we saw the other night, then they're fucked. They're going to be fucked, because that Cowboys defense is, if you don't win on first or second down, you're fucked. Like, you got to win on first or second down. Otherwise, they're coming for you, and chances are you don't have the pieces across the board to stop everybody, Because that defense is playing lights out. What's up?
Will say I do think Cooper Rush is going to make a lot of money when he's done with his contract.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Matt Flynn, he was a backup for the Packers, and the Seahawks signed him for like $80 million, and then they drafted Russell Wilson
in the second round, or second or third round. Yeah, he was like getting like 17 something million a year. It was after that. I was in a fantasy football championship that year, and I picked up Matt Flynn and played him in the championship game. And the other team I played, they had Matt Stafford. So it was the craziest championship game ever. And that year was nuts. I had Jimmy Graham. That was his big year. Calvin Johnson, when he went crazy. That was like one of the best. And I had Aaron Rodgers. He won the MVP that year. My team was fucking stacked. Top to bottom, it was one of the craziest teams. And I had Mike Wallace of the Steelers. He was my other receiver, and he was like second or third in yards. It was the wildest shit ever. But yeah, we've seen that, and I think that, and first of all, we'll give a little clap. Shout out Cooper Rush. You're playing well. You're going to get a paycheck. You're going to deserve it. You're looking like you're competent. You've been in the system for years. Hopefully the Cowboys overpay for you. That would be fantastic for me. So I hope they keep you around and give you way too much fucking money like they always do. But, I have this theory, okay? And this might sound weird, but I really think, I'm playing my creepy wind sound right now. I have a feeling, and tell me if this doesn't sound weird. I genuinely think that Cooper Rush is like the next Jason Garrett, and that down the road he's going to end up being some offensive coordinator for the team. Because think about it. They're both gingers. They're both backup quarterbacks for the Cowboys. They both came in to replace and played really well out of their minds. Like, right, Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett got a coaching job when he came in that Thanksgiving game. And he went out there and threw 3 touchdowns. And it was incredible on that day. And those ugly-ass jerseys that they have with, like, the weird star thing on them. I mean, I don't like any of the Cowboys jerseys. Shout out. Sorry, apologize. I think they're all ugly. That'd be cool. Side note, I think it was Micah Parsons was saying they should do a all black with a star, and I was like, that'd be tight. I'd root for that. So if you want to do that, cool. Otherwise, they're all garbage. But that's like Jason Garrett's like big claim to fame, right? Is Cooper Rush slowly becoming Jerry's next boy? Is he gonna be the next offensive coordinator down the road for the Cowboys? We've seen backup quarterbacks, Kellen Moore, backup quarterback for the Cowboys, now offensive coordinator, right? And he's like he's a redhead. He's been a backup there for years. And then think about this. Jason Garrett went to the Giants and then coached for the Giants as an offensive coordinator. Where did Cooper Rush try to go whenever the Cowboys originally cut him like 2 years ago? He went to the Giants. It all
I think you
lines
just
up, man.
uncovered a huge conspiracy
It all lines up, dude. Jerry Jones is grooming Cooper Rush to be the next red-headed quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it now. This is breaking news. We can pull the tape. 15 years from now, he's going to end up being like offensive coordinator or head coach, or he'll be the offensive coordinator, head coach in waiting, and like they did with Jason Garrett, dude. It's all scripted out. Jerry loves red-headed backup quarterbacks. That's his fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of like the random Tony Romo, he loves like some ginger backup quarterbacks, because he had one of them backing up Troy and then played and then became an offensive coordinator, then became a coach. And then when he was the coach, they drafted Cooper Rush. A redheaded quarterback brought on a redheaded quarterback. They tried it with Andy Dalton and it didn't work out. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. I'm bringing in Andy Dalton into the fold, the redheaded rifleman. I'm telling you, dude. And now Carson Wentz will end up being here because he's redhead, although he's slowly going bald. So it's, I don't know about slowly. I think it's just, you know, the PTSD and him hearing like all these footsteps and just like dropping back to pass and like constantly getting beat the fuck up. But if he goes the Drew Brees route and gets his hair fixed, then he might be, you know, in line to be a Cowboys quarterback as well. Just saying. Jerry loves redheaded quarterbacks. All right, I digress. Last one, and then we're going to send this one out. We're going to go over this crazy fucking story. So first, I'm going to click on the story. I got to find it real quick. And then we'll go into the video. I think this was like some Lake Erie fishing competition. This article is by SB Nation. There's tons. Some people are saying these guys might get arrested. But a fishing tournament in Ohio was set to award $29,000 to two winning anglers. So if you don't know anything about professional fishing, they go out. Normally it's done by weight, and who wins, how much fish you can catch in a allotted period of time in allotted areas. And then it progresses, and then they weigh them at the end, and you win. So this was $29,000 for two winning anglers, and there's this huge cheating scandal. So a heavier than expected catch led to the inspection by officials at a Lake Erie walleye trail, at the Lake Erie walleye trail, and were stunned to find weights, loose fish fillets stuffed inside this fish. So a little bit of backstory. These guys, it was Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky. Both of these guys have won. They won $150,000 boat last year. These guys for the past 3 or 4 years have been fucking crushing it in this professional circuit. All they're doing is going out, winning these tournaments, weighing stuff in, just blowing people out of the water. So they're notorious, lots of sponsors. And like I said, they got a boat that's like $160,000. So everybody was having a good time celebrating the catches being weighed until a silence fell over the crowd when Jacob Runyon and his partner Chase brought their fish to the scales. The best fish scale up to the point was 7.23 pounds, but Runyon and Kaminsky's catches kept exceeding it, and for seemingly no reason. And this is what got these guys caught. When they were putting out these fish catches looked smaller. The fish were smaller. It didn't make sense. And when they put them up, they were crushing at people. So they weighed them in, and then one of the fishers weighed it, and they said, there's no way. It was 33 pounds. 33 pounds. Everyone was stunned by the result. So that means they just overloaded these things, and they decided to cut these fish open and check them out. So pretty quickly, the guy who's running the event cuts these fish open, and we'll play the video. I mean, this evidence is like so compelling, and you know, there's a lot of profanity, get the fuck over it, but this guy gives a disclaimer. He's like, nobody hurt these guys because they are surrounded by dozens of these other professional fishermen who've been competing against these guys for years and watching them beat them, win hundreds of thousands. These guys have won almost $500,000 in winnings and prizes and cash, boats, all this stuff. And have, you know, been wiping the floor with all these other guys, and they got caught. So they pull it out and they're like, that's not a fucking 7-pound fish. Check the stomach on that one. They cut it open, and this guy just yells, "We got weights and fish." Shit goes crazy. People start talking about calling the cops, and then they're like, all these years, y'all were losers. So now they've really fucked themselves, shot themselves in the foot. There's a picture of all of these lead weights and they would wrap them in these fish fillets and stuff them in the fish's mouth. They had 5 12-ounce weights, another 5. Yeah, there'd be 5 12-ounce weights, and then another 5 8-ounce weights. And yeah, the duo had won over $300,000 in competitions in the Ohio area, defrauding competitors and the events themselves. This could lead to stiff penalties. I don't know how you get any of this money back. You can't prove that they cheated in all of them. You can catch them in this one, but I mean, before I play the clip, what'd you think about all of this?
Dude, I think it's insane. But like, how stupid do you have to be? Like, if the biggest fish that up to that point is like 7.3 pounds and yours is 33 pounds, like, you got to use a little bit of common sense there. Like, take out some weights, do something. But
yeah, that's wild. That's a lot of money. So people are like, call the cops. And I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't be. I mean, I would go do a fishing competition. I couldn't imagine if I got caught cheating at one. That is not the type of people I want to be feeling like my black ass is scamming them. I am not doing that. Absolutely not. And they got a lot of money. Like I said, over $300,000 worth of shit. They got over $300,000 worth of prizes. Like I said, they got a boat that's worth half of that at least. I don't know if that's included, but you know, these guys have been going around for years and ripping people the fuck off. And that's wild. I mean, we've had that one story with the chess master cheating with an anal bead up his butt that vibrates or something like that. Still not proven or disproven yet. Jury's still out on that one. But this was definitive. So I'm going to get into this clip. It's going to be, I'm going to make sure it's not a little bit loud. So I'm just going to let it run through. It's about a 2-minute clip. But these guys, I mean, this is pretty much, there's a longer clip. I couldn't find it. And in the longer clip, it's they weigh them. And these guys are like, check the fish. They're yelling. And so this is after they've checked the fish. This guy lays the main fish in question that's like a 10-pound, something absurd. And their fish aren't that big. Cuts it open and finds a couple weights in there. And this is what transpires post that. And like I said, this happened a couple days ago. I think it happened earlier in the week last week. But it's like blown the fuck up. It's gotten really, really big. And this Runyon and Kaminsky guy, they're fucked. I mean, even if they don't claim any money, those guys need to like be hiding or something. There's motherfuckers looking for these guys right now. And you can tell by the reaction. So I'm just going to play the clip. I'm going to let it run. So if you're wondering, I'm not sure if that's Kaminsky or Runyon. I think that's Runyon, but they're standing there with the guy while he's checking this fish. So that there's one guy, there's two of them there. One of them dips. So one of them gets the fuck out of there. I don't know where he is in this clip, but this other gentleman stands there, and there's a lot of people. You can already see in the frame, you got at least like 7 or 8 people, and they sound pissed, and they just surround this fucking guy. So it's him in front of this basket, and they just keep cutting open fish.
Where's the other one? You fucking cops! That's fucking death, motherfucker! Call the fucking cops! Listen to me right now. Everybody listen to me right now. Jake, I want you to leave. I don't want anybody to touch these guys. I want you to leave. Go to jail.
See, he says that, I want you to leave, man. Nobody touch these guys. Yeah, so that is Runyon. He's like, nobody touch these guys, but you guys, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, you need to go, bro.
Call the cops. It's them.
So this is them, and these are their fish. So that's one of them. Cuts it open. And you can tell these guys are pissed. Police report. Opens it up. Big ol' weight. Where's your crown now? These guys are pissed.
We all fucking knew it.
What the fuck, man?
Fuck yeah, they've been doing this whole fucking time.
That's crazy, bro. Those are some big ass fucking weights. And then a fish fillet, dude.
A fillet, yeah.
A fillet fish.
It's a walleye fillet.
He needs to go to jail. Anything to say, Jerry? You call the cops.
And okay, now obviously this guy's a fucking cheater and a liar and a lead weight dropping piece of shit, fillet stuffing motherfucker. But I digress. He stands there the whole fucking time. I think he's stunned. Like, what did you think? I don't think he knows what the fuck to do. He's just standing there like, what the fuck? Right? It's got to be all rushing to him. Like, understanding that, like, he's absolutely caught. How much money they've made. How long has this been going on? Like, there's got to be 1,000 things that are running through this dude's head right now, right?
Yeah, I think part of it was like, well, I can't leave now. I don't want to look like I'm guilty.
And I feel like it's one of those where if you started running, people would chase you, right? Like, they're like, hey, motherfucker. Some of those guys are pissed. Like, call the cops. Should we press charges? Where's your fucking crown now? And there's some other guy who's like, we knew it all fucking along. So it seems like they were watching him. Obviously, there's been some people that have been suspect, and this has been brought to their attention. There's no way this is not the first time these guys have been accused of cheating. It can't be. The reaction is so visceral and so like, aha, we fucking got you. There's no way that not multiple people didn't know, have at least accused him. It sounds like some of the guys there are some of the ones that have actively accused and are finally like, we got you, motherfucker. Why wouldn't you throw it? You got to throw some. You can't win them all, dude. That's insane. That's why I'm okay.
Yeah, that just goes back to how stupid can you be?
Whew, it's shaking up the sports world, man. This is everywhere. Those guys are being broadcasted. All right, I got another like 50 seconds.
I got video. You got anything to say? Hey, you guys didn't refund all that fucking money. And that's what you fucking do.
Seeing that one guy's like, you've been talking shit to me, dude, and this is what you fucking do. That's what I'm saying, man. There's some vendettas, man. I would not be fucking with fishermen like that. I would never rip off a fisherman. One, because it's unethical and you don't want to rip off anybody. But B, like, nah, man, those guys got like knives and hooks and cables and cords and all sorts of shit, dude. I could be walking to take out the mail and get hooked by some deep sea fish from 2 blocks away. I wouldn't see it coming because I sideswiped some angler. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck no, dude. I respect the tackle box. You got tackle box, rod and reel. I'm leaving you the fuck alone. Who knows what else you got, dude? So these guys are pissed. You hear him hooting and hollering. Another fillet. And this guy's showing him. Way to go, Steve.
Take pictures. I need pictures.
Do you think you can go to jail? I don't think you can. Not for previous stuff.
Hold on, let me take.
I think they're gonna get banned for life.
They've been doing this shit for years. Cheating motherfuckers, man. He's the fucking
Like, can you go to jail for putting weights in a fish?
Well, and this is where it is. It's like it jumps because they're saying like you stole thousands of dollars, but like if you can't prove that they actually did it more than once, it makes it really difficult. But I'm just running the clip with no audio. I mean, you see these guys, they're pissed. And like the full clip, I couldn't find it on Twitter, but like you see them weigh it, call it out, and then they're like, oh, winners, da-da-da. And then these guys are kind of talking and they're chit-chatting. I don't think you, and then they cut them open. I don't think you can say that they cheated in all of them just because you don't have concrete proof. Did they? Probably. If you're doing that, that seems pretty sophisticated. You're stuffing fillets and weights. You brought those with you, so you had the intent of winning, which means, yeah, obviously they're justified in questioning it, but I don't know if you can go back and confiscate anything from them, you know, retroactively take their shit back. I don't know if you can do that. You might be able to. I don't think so. So I think the guys
it'll depend like what their sponsors gave them too, because like they're gonna lose their sponsorships.
Oh yeah, they've lost everything. All their sponsorships are gone for sure. Did you watch that NASCAR fight video that I have too with the NASCAR fight? That guy's speech, dude. I just want to play it one more time. That guy is so legit. He is so into it. Like, oh, these motherfuckers.
End of the day, we were late model, much less a lawnmower.
Running a late model, much less a lawnmower. Dude, that guy is on some ether shit. I fucking love that clip. Although I don't get the punching him through the window. And, well, you know that guy's rocking a helmet. He's in, so it's like you're not really getting much accomplished there. But, I mean, I'd say that dude, I think he could take all of those frat guys at that game, at that Ole Miss game. That guy, that dude, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, he could take that guy, no doubt, because he was putting it into it. He was putting in that work on those punches, man. And then, of course, Pacquiao draining threes. That's a beautiful sight. Cole Beasley by Herschel Walker, serial liar and weirdo. And yeah, man, I'm sorry about your running back. That's really sad. I'm kind of bummed out. I thought the Broncos would make a chance to push. They still have a chance, but man, like, that's brutal. Yeah, he's really, really good. Yeah, that was really rough. And, fuck Baker Mayfield, obviously. And shout out to this guy who's hitting a dab in the fucking storm. Well, all right, man. Well, I mean, we're almost at 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate you stopping by, like always, coming in a little early and chit-chatting with me. 2.0, breaking the mold, coming out, doing more, chit-chatting more. You're getting the bombs right now, babe. So I really appreciate you, though. Thank you for coming in. It's been a lot of fun. Love having you on. Let me switch back to the full screen because you're really tiny right now. And they need to see your beautiful face, my beautiful nephew's face. Nah, but we appreciate you coming on, man. We'll obviously have you on next week. Hopefully we hit some of these. We'll probably chit-chat off air because we need to... Yeah, we need to play some. Yeah, we'll chit chat. We'll chit chat. But you've been doing good, and we haven't lost anything yet. No, I just want to throw some crazy money down on something. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, like I'm gonna send you something extra, and just put this down and let's see what happens. Because sometimes you gotta do that. That it's separate. It's separate from your pile. If y'all are just tuning in or didn't know, I gave my nephew here 2.0, Joseph 2.0, a good cool $1,000 to bet for the season, to go around play some bets. He has this robot computer that he uses that this futuristic Roomba on legs that he's made this really cool, what do you call it? I want to call
it's like a modeler.
Yeah, a modeler. So it pulls all like weather and stats and people versus defenses and home field advantage and compiles and comes up with the odds of a game, and he compares those with Vegas and then kind of goes off of his computer and off his intuition and makes decisions. And he's just a compulsive gambler and just likes to throw money around. So his bets are like he looks at it and thinks about what can make him the most fucking money. I mean, it's true. He definitely does. And we got to love him for it. We appreciate it. You're fantastic. We love you, Mr. Goody. But so it's good because we have two different opposing styles whenever it comes to these picks. So it's really cool. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks again. And, we will see you next week, sir. So stay out of trouble. Oh, wait, before you go, how did that party thing go from last episode where we let you go early?
Oh, it was good. And nothing crazy, just a good time.
All right, we'll talk off air. I was like, I'm curious what happened with that. All right, well, we appreciate you 2.0 checking out. Thanks again, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Later.
All right. And that is Angry Black Quarterback feeling the rush. Like I said before, I am not sold on Cooper Rush. If you don't like it, that's fine. Get over it. Oh, and I'm doing closeout music now, background beats. But Eagles play this week. Hell yeah. Cowboys are gonna be going up against the Rams. We got Kyler Murray. I couldn't remember his name earlier. Fuck that. I remember it now. Kyler Murray going up against the Eagles this week. It's going to be another good week of football. Got a lot of parity. Got a lot of divisions that are supposed to be good that aren't. So, we'll totally see what happens. But like always, I really appreciate you guys coming by. Remember, check out Talk Sure to Get Off the Pod on Mondays. We've been putting out bangers. It'll be episode 60. Episode fucking 60 coming up. We're almost to a solid year, which is nuts. And then we'll be obviously Angry Black Quarterback episode 6 will be coming up too. So yeah, just make sure you like, subscribe, follow Facebook, Instagram, Discord, what the fuck ever. Like I said, I don't really come out here and asking for donations or anything. This is really a passion project. Have a lot of fun with it. And we got the logo down here, stepping shit up. So like always, I appreciate y'all being here. Like, subscribe, follow, blah, blah, blah. Be good. Watch some football. Watch the news. Pay attention. Subscribe to our shit. You guys be good. Peace out.